The Boruto time skip is just around the corner, and the Jogan is nowhere to be seen. The Otsutsuki who revealed this eye to Boruto in the anime has been sealed on the moon. So who will reveal this pure dojutsu to Boruto in the manga? Can it be Momoshiki? And if yes, then does it mean he has turned a new leaf? Let's find out. Kishimoto needs to introduce the Jogan in the Boruto manga before the Hokage mountain fight of the very first chapter. However, the circumstances have made it difficult for us to predict the awakening of this pure dojutsu. Boruto won't be able to handle it in one go. He definitely needs a mentor, an Otsutsuki mentor who knows a lot about the divine techniques. As we know from chapter 75, Momoshiki has a lot of knowledge regarding the Shinjutsu. Before figuring out when and how will Momoshiki recall the prophecy of Toneri, let me point out a detail which confirms the existence of Jogan in the manga. Have you noticed that Boruto is the narrator of the entire pre-time skip story? This means all the things are being narrated from his point of view, including the events where he wasn't physically present. So what if Boruto's Jogan has the power to peek into the past, just like the Senringan, which explains how his narrative is so accurate. If he did not have the power of clairvoyance, then he shouldn't have been able to tell us the things that were going behind his back. The shape of these eyes also hint at having similar abilities. So if Boruto can look into the past, then I believe Momoshiki must have such power as well. Even if he does not have such ability, he could utilize the Jogan of Boruto to look into the past as well. This is when he would catch a glimpse of Toneri, who had appeared in Boruto's dream, to make him aware of this power. But it's a bit less likely to happen, cause when Momoshiki talked to Boruto about stopping time before, Aida wasn't able to catch a glimpse of it. So is there any chance for Momoshiki to recall the prophecy of Toneri to Boruto? Well, I think yes, and here is why. First and foremost, Boruto would need a mentor for the Jogan's mastery, which is most likely gonna be Momoshiki. He could use his immense Shinjutsu knowledge to teach Boruto everything about the Jogan, which would eventually help him in defeating Kawaki. Secondly, the Jogan has been identified as a troublesome eye by Urashiki, so Momoshiki seeing Boruto with the Jogan in the manga could get a bit surprised, but would have to tell him the unique prowess which lies in his eye. And finally, I believe the lore of the Jogan is well known to the Otsutsuki clan. Maybe there is some renowned prophecy about the Jogan, which is known to every Otsutsuki in existence, including Toneri and Momoshiki. It could be about a human evolving into an Otsutsuki and then awakening the godly power. While the true origin of this eye might remain a mystery for some time, Momoshiki would state his own assumptions for the Jogan's enlightenment. Remember how Momoshiki asked Boruto to dodge Mitsuki's attack back in chapter 79. That incident proves he still has the foresight power, which means he can look into the future where Boruto has established peace with the help of the Jogan. This enhances the chances of him recalling the exact words of Toneri to Boruto, which would give him the confidence and strength to defeat Kawaki. Another best way for the Jogan to appear in the series could be Boruto having a flashback of Toneri in a dream when he narrated the prophecy to him. Upon waking up from that dream, Boruto would instantly feel an unusual sensation in his right eye. When Sasuke would look at his eye, he would notice a never before seen dojutsu, followed by the time stoppage of Momoshiki, where he narrates him the Jogan prophecy. So now that we know it's gonna be Momoshiki who will teach different Shinjutsus to Boruto in the future, let's discuss some other possible instances for the Jogan's awakening. I get a feeling that the monster knows the Jogan will reappear in Boruto's blind eye. He has seen multiple futures with his foresight ability, including the ones where he takes over Boruto, which did not come true. A few more peeks into the future could easily let him see the time when Boruto awakens the pure eye. The way Urashiki and Toneri describe this eye, it's pretty clear that this eye has a defined description and history in the Otsutsuki world. It must have been a part of many Otsutsuki lores, and Boruto awakening this power must have alerted the higher-ups of the clan. The Otsutsukis could invade the planet to retrieve this eye from Boruto, but as he promised to Daemon, he is about to become way too powerful in the time skip. This foreshadowed fight of Boruto and Daemon again makes me feel like the Jogan will take his power to another level. This is because the superhero Kagemasa, who was also shown in Boruto episode 8, was also seen with an evil eye which mirrored the Jogan. Gongoro Kagemasa in real life was a Japanese warrior who lost his right eye during a war. While Boruto has already lost his eye in chapter 78, the awakening of Jogan taking place during a war is not out of question. If Code is the one who's gonna wage a war on Boruto, then the awakening taking place during a battle with his minions is very possible. So the pure eye awakening in the middle of a war is one of the 4 major possibilities. The other 2 are also way too interesting, but it has also been prophesied that the person who subscribes to this channel will get amazing Boruto content forever. So make sure you are subscribed to not miss any of it. Coming back to Boruto and his quest of unlocking the pure power, there were theories of him escaping to the moon with Sasuke before it was revealed that Aida won't be tracking attacking them. So is there any chance of Boruto to visit the moon regardless of Aida's leniency? Well, Toneri needs to be unsealed at some point in the story. I feel like they would be making a side manga for the novel content which revolves around the moon Otsutsuki. Similar to how Mirai's novel that had been made into an anime got a manga adaptation later. That would be the official debut of the Jogan in the manga, and we might get to see an author's version of episode 8 as well. The novel manga would reveal the necessary details about Toneri and his connection to the Jogan. So once we are done with the important adaptations of the Pure Eye, the Jogan arc shall officially begin in the manga. So will Boruto visit the moon to unseal Toneri? Well, the Otsutsuki has been set up by Kishimoto for some future plot in the series. He will need to get unsealed in one way or another, whether it's with the help of Boruto or something else. Remember how the Jogan helped Boruto to switch dimensions in the anime? It is very likely that the same would happen all of a sudden in the manga. The death of a close one like Sasuke might act as a trigger to this event. Boruto losing his smile in the flash forward scene, yet being able to activate the Jogan, also hints at such possibility. His meetup with Toneri could reveal some extra details about the Jogan and how he has awakened it. Similar to how Momoshiki unveiled the whole omnipotence situation after the Blue Eyes prophecy came true. This statement of Urashiki from the anime proves that the Otsutsuki clan uses a power similar to clairvoyance to keep an eye on Toneri and most likely Boruto as well. This means there is a huge possibility of more Otsutsukis invading the planet, and we will discuss that later. Another thing that Toneri said to Urashiki was related to the Otsutsuki clan abandoning them for 1000 years. Well, 1000 years prior to the current events of the story was the same period when Hamura went to the moon. This could mean that the main branch had paid a visit to the moon during Hamura's period, and Toneri mentioning this point might have something to do with his prophecy. As I mentioned before, the prophecy of Momoshiki was just a poetic hint rather than a blunt prediction. The same could be the case for Toneri's prophecy, and the 1000-year time period could be a reference to the Dragon Palace seal that will release him till a millennium. It could even be a reference for the preparation time of Boruto's Jogan, but let's discuss that in some other video. Moving on to the final possibility of Boruto's Jogan awakening, it could involve a character who has been missing for more than 30 chapters. I'm talking about Kashin Koji and his vital role in the time skip. If Koji is involved with the Jogan's awakening, then it hints at the Eye having a definite Shibai connection. The reason I think this way is because Shibai has apparently been inspired from the destroyed Hindu god Shiva, and the name Kashin turns out to be an alias of Shiva, so he must have some knowledge on the Otsutsuki god as well. Maybe he would be able to identify the Eye of Boruto, cause he has heard some prophecy of such power in the past. Koji's disappearance could also mean that he sought refuge in Mount Myoboku, which ended up in him being immune to the effects of omnipotence. It is very likely that his job is to guide Boruto in using the Jogan after the demise of Sasuke. This will put Momoshiki in an antagonistic spot, and could even mean that he only wants the Pure Eye for himself. The involvement of Kashin Koji lowers the chance of Momoshiki unveiling the Jogan, but if his role is something other than revealing the Pure Eye, then it's most likely Momoshiki who will take the job of teaching Boruto the Jogan. Kishimoto has also been hinting more Otsutsukis appearing in the series, from the missing Otsutsuki panels, the mysterious statues from the anime, and the recent dialogue of Momoshiki from chapter 79. You can check out this video to find out more. I will see you next time.